Hey there. So let's talk about what growth really looks like. In this video, I am sharing how I structure my farm around systems so I can focus on delivering more value and also how I can stop putting out fires and really just get to work. So, what I'll be doing is breaking down like three areas where every founder, CEO, business owner, where you can reevaluate if you want to grow your business with clarity and sustainability. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur's Lawyer. I'm Tanisha, and today I am really digging into what real growth looks like when we're building a business designed to last. And this really came about when I was talking with an entrepreneur the other day about the systems that she was doing. And I said, if that's working, how about we just 10 times? I saw the look on her face when she said 10 times, I can't do it. She didn't say can't, but she said, that seems like a lot for me. And I thought maybe 3 times. But then I gave it some further thought. Really, does that mean that you need to show up 10 times more? I didn't think so. I think how I think about is how can we be more efficient more 10 times. And that's what today is what we're going to be talking about. So let me figure out how to share my screen because I made a whole presentation. So let's see. I think this is working. Awesome. All right. So what we are really talking about is how can we make things easier, right? We want to make things easier and why systems matter more than hustle. I don't believe in hustle. So working hard is not always the way to go. Growth isn't always about more input. It really is about like smarter things that you can do internally or the infrastructure of what you can do. And yes, it starts with really how you organize your time. You want to give effort without direction. You're giving effort, but you also need to have direction on why you're doing the things that you're doing. And that's really comes down to strategy. So you avoid burnout, excessive workloads, or fatigue. Believe me, I've been through this and I continually go through this because this is continuous. As you grow, your strategies will need to change, your processes will need to change. How do you know that you're making progress? Typically, that's the key that you're making progress and you're moving forward. If your systems are breaking and you're making real progress and you're fulfilling your goals, but if things aren't smooth, then you'll probably reach the point where you need to reevaluate. And also at the point where if you need to scale, these are things that you need to look at. And I'm going to get into that. It's like I lost my slides. Let's do this. All right. So what real growth needs? A blueprint. Simplified processes. I'm always asking myself, how can I make it easy? Tanisha, how can you make this easy? Because I have a tendency to make things more complicated than what they need to be. And knowing this of myself, I can make things more easy. You want to master your current business before scaling. Master you where you are right now. We always see our future self. We want to be with our future self. We're doing everything for our future self, but be the master of your time right now. Okay. So I had to stop because I got a client call and now I'm back. And business call. So this goes into what I was saying. It's guys, it is so hard to get sometimes. I'm not gonna say it's hard. We will not say that. I want to record more videos and the client calls coming through. I should have just turned off my phone. I did not because client calls came through. So I'm back now and I will share my screen. I think I remember where I left off. Let's see. Where did I leave off? We left off at, I think I was talking about blueprints. Hmm, let's see. All right. So business, I think I was talking about the business blueprint and what real growth needs. So we have here some of the things I laid out, clear operational framework, time and energy savings procedures. These are all things that I think we all know. But what I really want to get into is taking these areas in mind. How do we grow our business? How do we grow not only our business, ourselves? How do we do that? So let's move on. Next slide here. What is a business growth system? The three areas of your business: customer acquisition, first, before we can get revenue generation. So, consistent methods for maximizing your income streams, reliable processes for attracting new businesses, service excellence, such as stopping to answer your call. Stopping your video to answer a call when a customer calls. And that's a growth system that has worked for me, but that really is, you will find the growth system for all businesses, right? So you will find all businesses do this. You have to generate revenue. You have to have a process and not, you have to have a system for attracting new business, but do you also have a system for maximizing your revenue and generating revenue? And then you also have to service people, right? So knowing these systems is important. Your sales, your marketing, your delivery, sales, marketing, delivery. This is what is important here. Now, why systems help you grow? If you're a new business, and sometimes not even necessarily a new business, it's about whatever stage you're in. You have to have a system because it maintains consistency, it's efficient, it reduces the risk of mishaps. And I did some research, and McKinney and Company did a study on this, and they said businesses with strong systems grow better. Systems that you replicate successful processes. And they also will let you see what's not working. So you have the opportunity to do that. And you have the opportunity to eliminate waste with efficiencies. And the time is an investment. Like it says, your time becomes an investment and not an expense. And that's what you want. You want systematic approaches to reduce your risk of mishaps. If you have systems in place, you're more likely to have happy clients and more likely to get tasks done that need to be done. So the three core systems again are your sales, your marketing, and your delivery. And I just put in some of the things that I do to help with these systems by basic things that I do for a system. So my sales system, I dedicate days for calls and with a structured process. So I have a structured process for sales. And actually that is evolving and changing because of the growth of my business. I've had to change things, and I think I will be sharing just some of the things that I'm learning about AI that I'm putting into my system. I have planned content calendar days. I think everybody should have these systems in place, your marketing system, but batch or planned content calendar days with automation tools. AI is making it so easy. You would think that you would have more time, but I'm finding that necessarily seems like sometimes when things get easier, the more we procrastinate and get things done. So is it really the system and what's going on around us, or is it us? But these are the systems that we need. And this is what I'm going to get into later on, how we can 10 times our output. But you have to know what these systems are: client service systems, standardized checklists, and reusable templates. Oh my gosh. Reusable templates. You need reusable emails and all the things, your email templates, whatever service or product if you're a service industry like I am, I have standard templates. Sometimes I have a standard layout of how I want contracts written. I have service system on how I want clients followed up with, how we offboard clients, how we onboard clients, all the templates and templates that go into that. And then my marketing system, there's a system that I go through on writing my blog, my emails, the content that I put out. There's a way that I do that. My sales system, that is getting actually more automated with AI. But at its core, it's, as with anyone, the lead comes in, follow up with the lead, you nurture the lead, and then you hopefully close them or they become a client. If not, then you keep nurturing and nurturing until you get to that point, or they no longer need or have the need for your product or service. So real life tools. So here are real life tools that I have found that help. AI tools that can handle like routine questions. and they can operate 24/7. So this is one of the things that I have recently incorporated. We are putting in AI tools for our voice answering phones and also AI tools for the chat widget when you jump on the website. That's not there yet, but that's on its way. And I'm super excited about that. I am so excited about this AI stuff, y'all. Content automation. I do use AI to help speed up the process. I have my own way of doing my brand voice of how I want communication sent out, but I do use AI to speed that up. And then you can also use scheduling tools once you do it and schedule things. So you schedule in advance so you have that. And it also remains consistent. Task management. This is some of the tools or CRMs, and I think mine does this too, that you can schedule tasks as reoccurring. One of my favorite tools is Asana. So you can use like Asana to do this. You can schedule out your tasks. You can share tasks with other people on your team and follow this to remain consistent. It is so important. And this is where we're getting to how to multiply, duplicate yourself, duplicate yourself so you can 10 times what you're doing. These are the systems that you need to have in place. This is what I ask myself every quarter, probably more than a quarter. I probably ask myself this every day. The 1% rule. It's the 1% rule. How can I do things differently by 1%? How can I be more efficient? Because really, if you can be efficient by 1%, you really are getting that 10% in the end. So you identify one change. You want one change that will help you reclaim minutes. It could be time savings in your workflow. What is that one task that you could streamline? What is one task that you could streamline? And then growth. Measure how that small improvement compounds over time. So, what is one small change that you can make right now? And if you don't know what that is, ask yourself that question because your brain will start to think on its own of solutions to the questions. How can I streamline this process? How can I save time in this process? How can I make this more efficient? So the small improvements compound daily and they will give you that 1%, which is basically 37 times improvement over the course of the year. Because if you try to do 37 times in the course of a day, that's not going to happen. But if you do 1% movements every day, that will get you somewhere. So it's just those small improvements that will get you to the next step. So one of the things that I say, your business is a machine, and I always tell my clients that we are here for our business to work for us. We are not working for our business. We are creating a machine. We are creating systems to make sure that this asset, your business is meant to be a wealth building asset, is working for you. And it should have function. The goal is to be predictable. Will that always happen? Nothing is perfect. Nothing is actually predictable, but that you're always striving for that. Systems create the reliability that you need when processes are documented, especially your business becomes actually more valuable. And you need that the systems you put in place makes your business more valuable. And also pair with, I'm going to say this, the legal safeguards that the business becomes more resilient. So you have your contracts, you get your trademarks, your intellectual property is protected. All of these things are protected and it makes your business more valuable. So really what makes true ownership, not be consumed by the business, but be consumed by the systems. Be consumed by the systems that you control it. Systems that you have more control. If you're a control freak, like me, systems that you have more control and more freedom, not constant intervention, not constant intervention. I can't say the word. Constant intervention. That's basically putting out fires that you are in. Simple examples of that. I just want you to look at systems and how you can make things more easy for yourself. And how can you make that your three core systems, your sales, marketing, your client services? If you're making that 1% improvement a day, then you're 37 times that over the course of the year. And it gives you an advantage because the systems are working 24/7 a day. And this is really, I say, you don't have to do more. It's about doing the right things better. So when I told that story earlier about the individual where I went up to her and said, do 10 times more, it wasn't necessarily that she needed to show up 10 times more. No, what are you currently doing right now that if you made a 1% change or improvement could give you that 10 times input? What is that thing? And I believe everyone has that in there. So let me know what your 1% change is. What is it that you can do right now to make that what is it that you can do right now that's that 1% change that will give you that 10% output? There is something. I know there is. And if this has resonated for you, hit subscribe, wait for it. There will be more videos and I'll be breaking this hopefully down. Let me know. This is what I was thinking. I would do, this is all about, I think, more strategy. Well, what tactics, I say tactics is what ideas exactly what you can do. A tactic is like a task. What is the tactic that can happen? That's something that you're interested in the components of sales, marketing, and delivery. And of course, all this is geared towards how we can make our brand the best that it could be. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in, and I can definitely look into that and provide some videos to that. Any questions you have, drop them in the comments. I can't wait to hear them and learn more about your businesses. See you soon.